Christy, obviously, start of the season didn't go as planned, but there were positives to take from it.
Yeah, I think we learned from sort of last season that the slow start, it's not ideal, it's not what we wanted to do, but, you know, both teams want to win the game. So, you know, we can't just expect to go out there and beat teams. We've got to turn up and play ourselves. We weren't at our best on Saturday, we know that. The intensity wasn't there. And, you know, we can learn from that and push forward on Saturday now.
As a keeper, when you're beaten by two worldies, there's not much you can do, really, is there?
No, not really. I mean, it's frustrating because I think the 2 games we played so far, they've scored 3, you know, very good goals. You know, I haven't really got much chance with. So, on a personal, I felt like I've been doing okay, playing well, but I can't do much about the 3 goals so far. So it's a bit frustrating, but you know, you don't get them every week. So hopefully that sort of evens itself out as the season goes on.
Yeah, been training out there. Watched a bit of the training sessions today. Looked at real good intensity in 11v11 game.
Yeah, definitely. So it's not something we usually do on a Tuesday, but I think after what happened on Saturday and the intensity level's been not as where we want them to be, I think it was quite good for us to get, you know, sort of like a practice game in and get that out of our system and back to where we want to be.
Fleetwood on Saturday, of course, who had a really good season last year and they've retained most of their squad, so you'd expect them to be a challenger at the top end of the division. And I guess, given what they did to us on the opening day last year, that's a bit of market down.
Yeah, it's a promotion rival that we want to beat and we want to get our season on track as quick as possible. So it's a game we're looking to win, but we know the threats they have. They're a tough team, they're well organised, they've got a good manager, you know, they're streetwise, so it's going to be a hard game. And like I said, both teams want to win the game, so we've got to earn the right to play and to beat them.
Have you found it, I mean, the more you talk about it, the more people will always think that it's going to be strange playing behind no closed doors and no fans and no atmosphere and all that. Is it something that you just have to put to the back of your mind now and accept that that's where we're at this moment in time and there's not much you can do about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same for both teams. Every team in this league and all the leagues have to do it, so we can't use it as any sort of excuse. We've just got to get on with it. It is different. I mean, it doesn't feel quite the same when you turn up to the stadium and you're in a porta cabin behind an away stand and things like that. It is a bit different. But yeah, like I said, everyone's going through it, so there's no excuse for that. We've just got to get our head on it and get the job done.
And of course, from the sidelines, you can hear everything. In a normal game, when there's fans, you can probably ignore the odd shout that's coming from management. But I guess what the management's looking for as well, because they can hear everybody, is everybody talking, because a silent 11 not going to be much good.
No, yeah, which is something that obviously in my game I feel is quite strong. I'm very vocal, very loud, but we need more of that in the team. We need everyone talking, organising, because I always say if you're talking, you're switched on. So it's quite a big thing for everyone to be at it and demanding the best from each other and pushing each other to do better.
Yeah, the dressing room was a really good dressing room last year. You've obviously added to it with the players that have come in. As someone who's obviously been at Exeter for a while, and they had a good dressing room as well. How important is that in terms of you know, giving you the extra yard, so to speak?
Definitely, it's even more important when, you know, things aren't going your way. So, for instance, Saturday we didn't win. You know, we know the pressure's on now to perform again on Saturday, and when you've got a close-knit change room which can dig each other out and can demand that from each other, it's better than having, you know, separate little groups and people that not everyone gets on or anything like that, where people are worried to say something to someone else because they're not really sure on that person. Whereas with us, we know each other all inside out. We're a very close group, so you know we can demand a lot from each other and know that the other one's going to take it and going to get on with it.
The games can be thick and fast. There's obviously not much time you get on the training ground. Obviously this week's been fortunate because obviously we're out of the competition, so you can do a bit more work out there. But it's going to, you know, you're learning as you go with these new players, I guess. With Johnson, for example, who's come in to the building quite late during pre-season. You have to sort of adapt as you go. Yeah,
he's going to take time, you know, to get his match fitness up, get sharp. So it's something that we're adapting with. And obviously, having Ivan last year, we knew what Ivan was all about. Whereas now it's a different player. He's got his own ability, and we've got to learn that his game now and what he wants. And it will take time for that sort of click, even from striker to goalkeeper. It does take time to click that sort of link up, but hopefully, and he's a good lad, and you know, he seems to fit right in with the lad, so hopefully it won't take too long at all.
Yeah, in terms of rules regulations, it's quite interesting as to a goalkeeper now, because things like goal kicks, simple thing, you just expect to put the ball down and play long, because you can play short now and you can have a defender right next to you. Does that mean that switching on is even more important, as you saw from probably the Southend game at the weekend, whereby if you're playing it short, a team can press high and you can either beat the press or you can be intricate and you're passing in and around it. Is that something you have to bear in mind when you're playing short?
Yeah, I think one thing to bear in mind, I think, to be fair, we got caught out at Fleetwood away last year. We weren't all set up to play. So it was one of them where you got to take a little bit of time. I mean, obviously, if it's glaringly obvious to play quick and we can get out, we'd do it. But then sometimes it's get everyone set in the right position and then set them up and you know where you can play, where the space is. So it's one of them where you've got to be calm and make the right decision. We know we're good enough at the ball at the back to take it and play short and play through the press.
And if you are playing wing-backs, I guess that a keeper is crucial in terms of getting those two wing-backs higher. Like, for example, with Butts, who's quite good in the air, you can clip it sort of halfway line and you've got half the team up instantaneously.
Yeah, so I'm quite comfortable. I'll take it both feet and I'll look both sides for the wing-backs. You know, Butts is very good in the air. So it is an outlet, and you've always got the striker if you need be. If in doubt, I sort of, with any sort of pressure, go towards the striker or wide. So it's, I don't really want to give away too many cheap goals for it, but I'm comfortable enough to play.
And just finally, obviously, targets for you personally this year. Obviously, I guess it's pretty simple. Team-wise, you want to get promotion. From an individual point of view, you want to build on a very good first year.
Yeah, definitely. I think hoping to get the Golden Glove again. That's the target. Get as many clean sheets as we can, and hopefully that'll go a long way in helping us get promoted.